Christina Bobb is an attorney at Judicial Watch. She joins us tonight. Hey, Christina, how you doing?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Is John Brennan about to get arrested?
It certainly appears that way. I mean, at the very least, the subpoenas are quite intimidating. I suspect we'll see whether or not he actually responds to the subpoena substantively or invokes his Fifth Amendment rights, which is what I expect him to do, and along with the others that are getting subpoenaed. But I'm curious, some of the reporting that has come out is talking about lying under oath or lying to Congress or these types of charges. I'm hoping that there are more substantive charges that come out actually relating specifically to their involvement in this Russia hoax, because it'd be nice to actually have people held accountable for the substance of what they drugged this nation through for several years.
Christina, I think this is pretty simple, especially for the voters and those who put President Trump back into office, and that is anyone who played a role in this needs to be investigated, and if an indictment's appropriate, that's what happens.
Yeah, I think that's right. And like I said, I think people want to see them held accountable for what they actually did. For example, with Comey, and he's indicted for lying to Congress and, faces potential obstruction of Congress charges. That's great to see people held accountable, but people are angry about the substance of what they did. They're angry that they drugged the nation through a bunch of garbage for several years. They forced down our throats that Donald Trump was a Russian agent or he was somehow aided by Putin, and he's, all of these kinds of crazy things, and we had to endure it. I believe many conservatives want to see people held accountable for what they actually did.
Yeah, I do. They tried to take out the sitting president of the United States. This nearly tore the country apart here. And then what it means for the country moving forward, it really kind of would mean we don't have one if stuff like this is allowed to go forward here. I want to switch gears, though. Talk about J6, the D.C. pipe bomber. This is kind of interesting. Yeah. The manhunt still ongoing. Here's some of the video, which leads many to believe, actually, Christina, was an inside job. Now, The Blaze, their investigative reporter, Steve Baker, he's writing that there is a high degree of certainty that the January 6th pipe bomber has now been identified, adding the government's investigation into the J6 pipe bombs was going nowhere. But then just 2 weeks ago, today, that has all changed. And while nothing is 100% certain and everyone is innocent until proven guilty, gate recognition software identified a 94% match. Video proximity tracking and human analysis by federal intel sources. It actually takes it up to what we are told, Christina, is 96 to 98% certainty. And also Baker says that the highest level sources went on to tell him that that's a woman in that video, she is one of us, and confirmed the reporting that the pipe bomber, in fact, was a female on the inside somehow. You hearing anything about this? Can you talk about it?
Yeah, no, Steve Baker is fantastic. I mean, he has been at the forefront of the January 6th investigation, and he has been breaking story after story after story for years, really since January 6th. That's ultimately why they indicted him, because it was the only way they thought they'd be able to shut him up on his reporting. So Steve Baker does phenomenal reporting. It's no surprise to me that this is potentially likely an inside job. I mean, the fact that they couldn't figure it out for the entire duration of the Biden administration, and then we have the Trump administration, and suddenly it's like, oh, yeah, look at that. We figured it out with 99% certainty that we know who it is, and it's one of us. I mean, at this point, it's an embarrassment to the FBI. It's an embarrassment to the Department of Justice. They need to just come clean, release it, admit that, they had agents in the crowd that we've seen. It's like pulling teeth getting this information out. And you've got reporters like Steve Baker that are doing their job for them. So I commend him for that. But I'm not surprised at this at all. And I mean, if the FBI wants to continue to be taken seriously, they need to clean out this corruption.
Yeah, they do. I want to say, oh, that's pretty crazy. But then when you remember everything that happened, you're like, oh, well, no, it's actually not. That's the way it seems. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. All right. Got to leave it there. Christina Bobb, thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you so much.
Everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt Tonight on Newsmax.